Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambeau channel. XRP is in the perfect environment for a global takeover. And, it is the case that despite there being a tremendous amount of FUD out there surrounding Ripple, surrounding XRP, in the end, frankly, it's not going to matter. If XRP is solving real world problems, and if people actually find value in XRP as a result of those real world problems being solved, then all the FUD in the world is not going to stop it. And this is true for Bitcoin too. I mean, it's been enduring a bunch of nonsense for 12 years. Now, of course, there are legitimate critiques against Bitcoin from environmental perspective, energy perspective, and so on and so forth. Yeah, absolutely. And so if you are pro Bitcoin, I think you'd be best served to not pretend there aren't concerns. But despite all of that, people have decided it's the winner for a reason, and I'm fine with that. XRP is still my favorite crypto. It's number one. It's technologically, in my eyes, it's definitely technologically superior to Bitcoin. But if Bitcoin's always going to be number one in market cap, which might be the case, I'm not necessarily convinced of that. But if it is, that's fine. I own Bitcoin. I'm long Bitcoin. But people are going to make a determination of what deserves to have long-term staying power. And it's going to increasingly become clear the more time passes. But I do want to be clear at the outset here. I don't have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who makes YouTube videos as a hobby, all up on the internet. That's really all that's going on here. And so I wanted to talk about a couple of fun FUD pieces, including, well, there's this headline from Daily Hodl. Michael Saylor says, mounting global scrutiny of Bitcoin a non-issue. Here's why. And so, again, even before covering this, I tend to, in a general sense, agree with that. It's not that there aren't critiques that don't matter. The critiques do matter. But in the end, if it's still solving a problem, even if there are negative attributes, some aspects of Bitcoin that are not desirable, and that is the case, it's still just going to persist if people value it, right? And then there was this too. December 2013 was the first time China banned Bitcoin. They hit a hat trick this week, which I found to be kind of comical because, in case you didn't hear, one of the things that people are blaming the recent negative Bitcoin price action on is more FUD about China banning Bitcoin, this and that. And I think that the negative price action was just going to happen anyway. So this is just another instance of humans attributing whatever's going on at the time to the downward price action. I understand they're doing that, but still, it is functionally interesting here. But as far as what Michael Saylor had to say, check this out. Bitcoin firebrand and MicroStrategy CEO Michael Saylor says that recent criticisms against Bitcoin, including increased government scrutiny and intense volatility, are non-issues. In a new interview with CNBC, Saylor addresses concerns that governments and agencies such as the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury Department are closely looking at Bitcoin as the leading crypto asset, adds millions of people into its network every week. And here's a quote. I think they're non-issues because when you have an inflationary environment, money decomposes. The currency, which is the medium of exchange, and then the store of value, which is the asset, Bitcoin is an asset. It is regulated as an asset, taxed as an asset, and regulated as an asset. The governments said nothing anywhere in the world. In China, in Iran, in the US, people are holding this as an asset. I think the banks, their view is they don't want you to challenge a currency like the US dollar, and they want you to pay taxes when you transfer your assets. So for the Treasury Department to say, if you transfer more than $10,000 of Bitcoin, and oh, by the way, you've got to pay taxes when you transfer or sell it, that's a totally non-event, because that's been the status quo with every asset in the country forever. And so, I do, in a general sense, think that's true. And so Bitcoin's got its own set of FUD attacks, whether it's the energy, what's happening with China, this tax thing. This is going to impact all of crypto in the United States, in case you hadn't heard. But this isn't particularly surprising. And so then with XRP, you've got all this nonsense FUD about it being a banker's coin, about how stable coins could do the job of XRP. And there's no shortage of FUD for XRP too. But in the end, as long as XRP is solving a real world problem, humans, if there's real value there, then humans will continue to indicate that they value it by investing in it, which will keep the price up. right? And that's just how it's going to work. And look, I always acknowledge that when it comes to price action, frankly, it is going to be fundamentals that determine whether or not something has in perpetuity an open market price that ideally keeps going up. This is definitely true, but in the short term, it's not clear to most people which cryptocurrencies are going to have staying power, which is why you do have you have 8,000 plus cryptocurrencies. It's pure insanity. I mean, and we just got another top 10 competitor here, by the way. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is the stupidest name, though. Where'd it go? Is this, maybe it was, here, I'll just pull up Live Coin Watch. Yeah, there we go. There's something new at number 9. Out of 8,000 cryptocurrencies, there's this new one that's number 9 called Internet Computer. And so, look, there's always going to be new coins coming that are hot for the moment. I don't know, I'm not saying this is a good or bad project. I'm not. But we're going to figure out as time passes if this thing actually deserves to be in the top 10. And so, that's why I keep comparing everything else out there. I look at the other coins in the top 10 and I just keep asking myself, like, what problems are all of these solving? Like Dogecoin, number 6 still. I'm just not so convinced. And Bitcoin Cash in number 10? I mean, gosh, I own Bitcoin Cash, but I think it sucks. I do. Like, for me, it's just, an opportunity to recognize that people put money in everything in a bull market, so I just bought a bunch, but back in the day. But man, if you're talking about a crypto asset that's actually going to just seriously take over the world, well, luckily XRP is already globally accepted. It's just a matter of to what degree it's going to scale up. And I don't think that the price action that you see today is sufficiently reflective of the actual value. But it's also true, and I think this is fair to state also, that the value of XRP, even just if you're talking about positioning it as a bridge currency, that is increasing as time passes, because you need to have a sufficient blend of price and liquidity for that use case to continue to take hold. And so you can't, just in the snap of a finger, have XRP replace the SWIFT system in terms of settlement. You can't do that because there isn't sufficient liquidity. There aren't enough people selling XRP the world over for it to be that bridge mechanism. But in the corridors where there is sufficient liquidity, you are seeing an increase in the actual adoption. That represents value. And so I don't care what anybody's going to say in terms of all this FUD and if a stable coin is going to take over and do this instead. To me, it's just an indication that people don't know what the hell it is that they're talking about here. Because within the case of stable coins or bank coins or a central bank digital currency, all of these types of coins have the same shortcomings which frankly are not a concern for XRP, and it's that they don't solve the issue of trust. So it doesn't matter how technologically sufficient they are. They're not solving for the issue of trust. The reason XRP solves for the issue of trust is because it is actually decentralized. And so it's not 100% about the tech. And XRP is also the only cryptocurrency that's being positioned for its use case as a bridge currency. And there is no other cryptocurrency that's being positioned for it. And so you just sit here, it's like nothing's guaranteed in life, and certainly that's true in crypto, nothing's guaranteed. But to me, in terms of actual long-term viability, in crypto, to me, it looks like this is about as close to a slam dunk as you can get. And so then you just got to wonder, okay, so if that's indeed the case, what is the price of XRP going to be if you fast forward a decade or 2 or 3? And mind you, I've just talked about one use case here. There are other use cases, like, for instance, Coil, a new form of web monetization that doesn't require ads or paywalls, and that's live today. And then people use XRP to move money around just on their own, just because it's so blazing fast compared to Bitcoin, for example. And given how liquid it is, it's being used for that specific use case the world over even today. And so I'd be very surprised if you fast forward, another 10 years and XRP isn't adopted in a much more meaningful way than it is today. But it's just, again, it's the case that in 2021, people are still trying to figure stuff out because this asset class is absolutely in its nascency here. And so you can take a look at this headline now. This is from Bitcoin Exchange Guide. December 2013 was the first time China banned Bitcoin. They hit a hat trick this week. And some of this kind of made me chuckle. It's just kind of funny here because, again, anytime you get the fear, uncertainty, and doubt surrounding Bitcoin in China, the markets flip out. And I just can't help but laugh a little bit. And so if you look at this, here's they highlight this tweet within this article from the Documenting Bitcoin Twitter account. And they write, Bitcoin went up $63,000 after China first banned it. And so you can see here, what is this? Here you go, December 5th, 2013, from the New York Times. Here's the headline. China restricts banks' use of Bitcoin. And so it scared the market, and it didn't functionally matter. It still went up to over $63,000. And then there was this one, too. Did you know that China banned Google? And so somebody named Nick Carter wrote, as we all know, Google failed after China banned it in 2010. So I thought it was kind of funny. So I thought I'd share some of those things. But it's like the fun is here. And some of the critiques against cryptocurrencies, they're legitimate critiques. But still, if they're solving a problem, even if there are negative critiques, like the energy aspect of Bitcoin, that doesn't mean it's going to go away. People have made it pretty damn clear that they don't give a damn. Like, they frankly don't. And there's always opportunity for new technology as time passes to alleviate that concern anyway. But whether it's that or whether it's China or taxes on crypto, it's not going to matter. If cryptocurrencies are solving real world problems, then they're going to have long-term viability. And so that's why I say for XRP, perfectly positioned for a complete global takeover. It doesn't mean there won't be other winners. Of course there will. I'm not a maximalist of any coin. But all good things in time, my friends. I'm not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.